Hey guys, so I've been getting a lot of questions about the debt recycling with stocks, and I wanted to show you visually how it works, what it looks like. I've got a presentation I show people, which will be really good for you to see because before I was talking hypothetically about numbers, and you got to visualize it all. So let me show you what it looks like on a screen here in a second, and you'll be able to see how the actual strategy works year by year, and visual representation of the different loan splits and this share. So let me just turn my screen around now. Okay, so with debt recycling, right, first of all, we'll talk about the different major three benefits. And what happens is every time you do this strategy, as the years go on, the benefits compound. So they get greater and greater each year. And these are the three major benefits. You've got tax savings. So the investment loan for shares obviously generates a tax saving for you because you've got now a tax deduction. You can claim the interest. You'll also save interest on your home loan itself because you're going to be paying it off a lot faster than the 30-year standard home loan term. And you're going to create wealth as well. So you're going to get wealth in two ways, income and capital growth. So income are the dividends. Capital growth is the price and value of the shares going up over time. Similar to an investment property, investment property also has two types of wealth accumulation. That you've got income from the rental property, which is rent, right? And you've got capital growth, which is the value of the property going up. Shares work the same way. You get the income from shares, which are dividends from owning a piece of all these companies, and then you get the value of those shares increasing over time to give you capital growth. Now let's have a look. So look, what we say here, here's your home loan, right? We call it a bad debt. Look, I get it. It's got a roof over your head and you've got equity in it and so forth. It's not bad. It's maybe inefficient, let's call it, right? But you got a home loan. It's non-deductible. You can't claim it. It's a massive expense. You want to get rid of it as fast as you can. Now, if you can get equity out of that house, right? And this example we've done previously, there's 300 grand. We go get an investment loan and we buy a portfolio with that investment portfolio to give you income and capital growth. That investment loan now is a good debt, is tax deductible because it will be a tax deduction because it's for investment purposes. Let's look at the equation here. So here's the liability side of things. So in the example, we had $500,000 home loan, bad debt. Let's pay it off as fast as we can. And then you've got now $300,000 tax deductible good debt, which is gone. We took that out against our property as equity. We want that interest only. This is P&I. So the total debt between these two facilities is $800,000. So remember that. But then we get the 300K here and then we buy 300 grand worth of shares. We put in an investment portfolio. Now, you just keep paying your principal and interest repayments on your home loan. The more you pay off, the more you save. Now this investment loan, which is interest only, gives you a little bit of a tax savings each year because it's tax deductible. And then we put the 300K into shares. That's going to give us the two types of return, as I said, income, which is your dividends, and then capital growth, which can be volatile. Obviously, it can go up and down, but over time, if you look at the share market, any 10-year period, you're always up from 10 years prior. It'll go up over time, so your capital growth remains within the fund. But what we do, we actually instruct all the shares not to reinvest dividends, but actually pay the dividends out. And pay them out, we instruct them to then get paid to your home loan. So we actually get the shares to pay the dividends to your principal and interest home loan, as well as you guys paying it. Now there's three people, you and your partner are paying it, plus now shares also, right? So you can see now, example of this being 300K, if you just got a 3% dividend for the year yield, then that's going to be about $9,000 paid off your mortgage in addition to what you pay off. So you can see there, we're going to start paying that off rapidly. The bigger we grow this, the bigger the dividends, the bigger the reduction on the debt. That's how it works. Now, let's say end of year one, we finish the first 12 months. Let's say we paid 25K off your $500,000 mortgage. What we then do is increase this investment loan by 25K, right? So that redraw we built up here, we got to move that redraw to here, right? To get another 25 here on this loan to then buy another 25 grand worth of shares. Then the next 12 months, those dividends will be high because we've purchased more shares here. And you keep doing that until this is paid off. This is now 800 grand and we've spent 800 grand on shares in that time, right? Let's look at year two. We then pay some more off. Maybe we paid 30 grand off. We then move that redraw to here. That's another 30. We buy another 30 of shares and we keep doing it. As the name suggests, guys, it's debt recycling, not debt reduction. So the initial 800 grand total limit we had between these two loans does not change, because we're always going to owe 800, because as this goes down, this goes up. And the idea is this will go down completely to zero one day, but that will be 800K. So we've recycled it all from here to here. But by doing that, every time we do a piece of that recycle, we buy every 12 months more shares. Okay, so we do that all the time until all the remaining years, until this becomes zero, that becomes 800. We've invested 800 grand. And I think the example I did in the last video, it took about 12 years for this client to move all the money from here to here. But in 12 years, we spent 800 grand on stocks and it was worth about 1.2. So the idea is this $1.2 million share portfolio can then be used to pay out the 800 grand in stocks, have 400 grand left over before any capital gains tax. That is effectively how it works. But what I also want to point out is the process of moving redraw from here to here is not a simple process, right? If you do not have the right facility set up from day one, right? Moving money from principal and interest redraw to interest only redraw with most banks, that is a full refinance of a home loan. So imagine doing that every year, refinancing, paying a fee again to the bank, giving them your pay slips, letting them check your valuation out, look at your bank accounts. Very invasive. It's a pain in the butt. You're going to hate this thing, and so do we and anyone else doing it for you. Right. So there's one loan out there in the market that I'm aware of. It's A&P Bank that offer a thing called a master limit facility. And what we do is day one, we ask for this 800 grand facility limit between the two. We apply for a 10-year master limit. What that means is for 10 whole years, as long as you stay within 800 grand between these facilities, don't go a dollar over 800, you do not need to ask the bank. The bank do not ask you for pay slips. They don't look at your servicing ever again, right? By moving P&I to interest only. And the cool thing is by doing that every year, it's a simple form we send to the bank. It takes probably 5 to 6 days for them to move the money and do the restructure, and it's free. You can do it multiple times a year, does not cost a thing, right? All other banks out there, to move from here to here, they're going to want all your pay slips again, do servicing, take probably 3-4 weeks to service you, and then charge a fee to do it too, and send out new loan contracts, and it's very painful. So a master limit facility is key to make this thing work, right? And all our clients doing this have that loan structure. It's a strategic debt arrangement to make sure we can get the best out of this facility for you guys, to make it easy, streamlined, and effective moving forward. But that's visually how it works. You've got a home loan, principal and interest, investment loan, interest only. Every year this goes down, we increase here, and then that increased amount we buy more parcel of shares with. The more we buy here, guess what? More dividends you get paid the next 12 months, bigger tax savings because you got more deductions here, bigger reduction on your mortgage. And that's why, and that's how people can pay off a 30-year loan term in say 12, 13 or 15 years, even by still doing minimum repayments on your home loan, because you now got these shares to help you, you get tax savings, and that is how it works visually. I'm going to do another video in a minute, and I'm going to show you the numbers year by year. So that scenario with 500 and 300, and over the 12-year period, I'm going to show you year by year the numbers, what they look like, and so forth, and go from there. Cheers, guys. Let me know if you've got any questions.